Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into another late, I wouldn't call it late, 9 o'clock live stream here on the East Coast. I opened up the chat and somebody said that let's flip Oregon. Let's take a look at Oregon. I don't think Oregon's going to be flipped, brother. This is beautiful, though. We'll take this 66-33, two-thirds chance. Walls is a wacko. Walls is a blubbering clown who I would love to see go on Rogan. Libs are like, Walls needs to go on Rogan. They'll talk about hunting. That's what they're talking about right now. Dude, why are you asking my net worth? Like, what the? You're asking my net worth. My net worth is going to go up a ton once Trump wins. I can tell you that much. Are we garbage according to Biden? Oh, did he have a quote? He had a deplorables moment. Guys, but I think you'll like this. I think you'll like what I'm going to do. I'm going to react to our politics. So don't worry. We'll have to take a look and see. We'll have to see what they're saying. I would say a lot of our politics is bots, but I'll still react to it. See what the headlines say. Thoughts on the use of being called garbage by Biden? He's just an old. He's such a problem for their party. He's old. He has no clue what he's saying. Just let him take control of the spotlight. Take it away from the Puerto Rico thing. Yeah, I know he talked about drowning, dude, but he's completely lost at this point. Here it is right here. I mean, what is this?
Puerto Rico. Well, I'd take that guy for a swim out there. Anyway.
He's just unhinged. He's too old. He doesn't really know what he's saying. He can't compute the what he's saying and the reaction it's going to get, and the fact that he's still a politician and the president. He's lost his capability to understand it, and they still have to tote him out, and he's such a liability now. Obama's a piece of crap. Well, they wheeled Obama out every 4 years. They bring him out like he's this hero. He's the liberal god. Trump just wrapped up his rally. I'm sure he's doing. I mean, every day there's a rally, I'm sure. Anyway, yeah, he probably was like, "Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that," but whatever. Biden endorsed Trump. No, Biden would never endorse Trump. Did you see Biden called us garbage? Yeah, I saw. People have been telling me that. Do you think we will know the results on election night? Well, I certainly think so. Yes, I do. It's going to be like around 2 or 3 a.m. I would say that would be my guess. Tucker Carlson good at speeches. I thought that rally speech was really good by Tucker. It was a different lens. He kind of had a different approach when it came to that rally speech. Who do you have? OSU versus Penn State? It's hard, man. Ohio State has offensive line problems. I'd probably still say Ohio State because Penn State really struggles with Ohio State every year, it feels like. No filter Joe, hilarious. Yeah, it's like they're not even. It's like they don't even tell him anything. They just don't give a shit. They just throw him out there, and he just says random shit. They're like, stay on task, but they don't even do that anymore. There's no point. It's such a waste of time. Oh, there's the first one. Where do you live? Yeah, it's all a troll. I live in Quebec City. 2 to 3 a.m. need a steady source of caffeine. I've been staying up till 3 a.m. without caffeine, honestly, man. I'll stay up 3, 4, 5 a.m., but I don't think we'll need to. Please pull up your favorite Kamala cringe moment. Well, did you guys see the moment yesterday with Kamala when she was like, because they were chanting Kamala, Kamala, and she's like, Now y'all need to say your name. And then they all literally were just quiet. She was trying to like be endearing and like, oh, I love you guys. You're the reason I'm here. But she's like, say your name. She told everyone to say their own name and then they're just speak or they're quiet. And she starts like laughing. She does her laugh. Just at the start, say you're doing it from an undisclosed location. Well, it's am I a Browns or a Bengals fan? Browns. Lots of trolls. I really don't see many trolls, although the chat is moving. I can't really see every comment, obviously, guys. I'm not gonna be able to see every comment here, but that's it's been like that a few times. Atlas Intel new national poll. Yeah, I mean, I talked about that, man. It is a great poll. Let me actually update this because I think it'll update. It'll probably, yeah, it's plus zero point 0.4. There's the Atlas Intel. They rounded it down to 2. Well, actually, I think head to head it is 2, but if you expand it, it's 2.5 or something. So yeah, there it is, the Atlas Intel Trump plus 2 poll. We're gonna probably get one more Fox News poll. Hopefully, Trump leads in it. And some of these, there's not going to be. I mean, CNN is not releasing another poll. I know that. I don't know if Emerson might be releasing one more poll. Rasmussen, oh, they just got a plus 2 Rasmussen because Rasmussen was plus 1. I think I don't know if they do daily tracking now with Rasmussen. TIPP, they'll probably be releasing another poll. I think Reuters is probably done, or they'll have one more because they just released. The Compost might have one more. We'll have to see if the Compost has one more in them. Wall Street Journal, I'd like for them not to release another one because that's a good number, Trump plus 3, but we'll have to see. But yeah, I mean, it's coming down to it. I mean, worst case scenario, guys, with most of these pollsters pretty much done, or they're going to release like one more poll maybe. Worst case, I think Trump, in terms of the aggregate spread, would be down by like half a point at the absolute most. Did you see Oregon early voting? No, I didn't. I mean, dude, the early voting is crazy, though. Did you see the New Jersey early voting, like in-person early voting, Republicans leading? But it's like, really, can you take much from that? I mean, I think Trump's going to perform better in New Jersey, but I mean, he's not going to win the state. If he can get it under 10, that would be a really impressive performance. So sick of hearing about January 6th. I haven't heard about it in a while, honestly. So maybe it's just my echo chamber, but I haven't heard about it. Yeah, I saw the Michigan poll that had Harris plus 5. Yeah, how much did that pull Trump down by? That put Harris in the lead by half a point. Yeah. That seems like an outlier. Well, also you had the Quinnipiac. Yeah, so you have 3 polls here working against Trump. Really, every other poll has Trump leading, but it's by a close margin. But these are good pollsters. Like Insider Advantage was really good in 2020. Emerson's decent. Atlas is really accurate, at least on the national level. So and like Quinnipiac to me is, I mean, I guess we'll see with Michigan. But even if Trump is down by zero point 0.5, he can very easily win that state with a very small error, and that's with 3 polls really stacking against him. Like if one of those gets out of the aggregate, Harris' lead probably goes to like 0.1, if that, depending on what happens with that poll. I'm just going to go through these really quickly. I mean, Trump's Arizona's looking really good. That Atlas Intel dump is going to help significantly. CNN had a really wonky poll. So CNN had a poll in Arizona about 3 weeks ago that had Trump plus 5, and then they just did their final poll and they've got Harris plus 1. But in Nevada, they've got Trump plus 1. It's very shocking. You're not going to see Nevada vote to the right of Arizona, so it's just a weird poll. But this is looking very, very good for Trump. There's no doubt about it. I mean, Arizona right now, it's like 80-20, 75-25. There's no doubt about it. Arizona looks really good. Nevada's more 50-50, I would say. Trump plus 0.5. Yeah, I mean, Trafalgar had basically a tie, which liberals will like because it is a Republican pollster. I think Nevada is going to be the closest swing state. It's really a toss-up. Wisconsin, yeah, Wisconsin's going to be very close as well. But I mean, I would take my chances with a Trump victory here based on the polling errors we've seen. Trump significantly outperforming 2020 and 2016. And you don't even need an error. Trump's actually winning the aggregate there. Even USA Today saying Trump's winning. Emerson, that's not a Republican pollster. Bloomberg has it as a tie. Quinnipiac has it as a tie. Let's take a look at, I already looked at Michigan, Pennsylvania. Trump plus 0.6. I thought Trump was up by a little bit more in Pennsylvania. I don't know. It's always been like half a point. But that's a good Atlas Intel poll. I mean, I think Trump's, Pennsylvania is like the most right wing Rust Belt state, I would say. So Pennsylvania looks good. North Carolina, I think, looks good. +1. You'd like to expand that a little bit. That Rasmussen poll is going to get knocked off. That could hurt Trump, but the Quinnipiac poll is going to get knocked off as well. But this is overall good. I didn't even know Elon University did a poll. That's not Elon Musk, but yeah. So these numbers check out. The Atlas Intel's always been off in North Carolina. They had Harris leading by 3. Now they've got her up 1. That's one state where they've been off. Georgia is the other state where Trump really has an impressive lead. Georgia and Arizona, like I said, guys, Georgia and Arizona look really, really good right now. How am I? What's up, Juan? Juan, I always see you. You always say hi. That's very nice. Going to the New Mexico rally on Halloween. Yeah, I heard that rally was at like noon or something, or like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But that's the swing state breakdown. I mean, right now, I think Georgia and Arizona look great. There's a lot of very close states, but I think it checks out as a Trump win. Yeah, he's going to change it to X University. Do you think we will have lower voter turnout on election day since early voting numbers are way up? Yeah, no. They'll definitely. I think there will probably be slightly lower. Well, it's an interesting dynamic because there's going to be way more conservatives, but in general, I think this is a general thing that's happening with Americans in terms of just it's easier to do early voting for a lot of people rather than have a day and specifically say I have to go to the polls. With us now here in the 21st century, it's a convenience thing. So you're going to see more and more early voting no matter what, whether there's the pandemic or not. Now in 2020, it was a different dynamic because there were a bunch of liberals that were scared of the pandemic, and there's like 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds that didn't want to, be in public, so they would do mail in. They'll probably go to the polls, but in general, we're seeing the switch to where there's a lot more early voting, which the mail in's a big problem, I think, in terms of preventing fraud and stuff like that. But in-person early voting, that's that a lot. There's a lot of people doing that now. I know a lot of Republicans are doing that rather than mailing in. They spotted Biden voting yesterday. Any chance he voted for Trump out of spite? I think you guys really overestimate like Biden's like willpower. I highly doubt he voted for Trump, man. I think he's just an old blubbering like. Listen, I'm sure he's got animosity against Harris, but it's not like he's this dude that has so much energy and he's going to get back at Harris and get revenge. He can barely walk. I don't see. He's just got nothing left to him. Trump and Harris coming to Vegas on Thursday. Are they both doing rallies in Nevada on Thursday? Is that what you mean? New Hampshire going red. There's a chance, man. There is a legitimate chance of it happening. But at some point, there's no second debate. No, there's no second debate. We've known that for a few weeks now. There was never going to be a second debate. I think CNN, and then Fox News proposed a second debate, but that was after a whole ordeal with Trump and where he agreed to 3 debates. Is Gallup Party ID a death sentence? Yeah, we got to wait for that to update. I think they're going to release a final one, but the Gallup Party ID. We're hoping, and I think it's going to be a very good news with the Gallup Party ID when they do their final update. Because they basically conceded that Trump was very likely to win outside of some crazy unforeseen circumstance. They said it they admitted it like 2 weeks ago during their last update. They're like, this is over, but we really don't really like Trump that much, but we have to admit it's over. That's basically what they said. It's 7 days out. I know in a week it's gonna be happening. I'm really wondering how I want to structure the stream. I mean, so when I do the stream, there's going to be a big reliance on the betting markets as well as the New York Times ticker because those are up to the minute things. Obviously, when votes come in one way or another, it's hard to know because you could have so and so is up in maybe Kamala takes a 5-point lead in Florida, but if there's only 10% of the vote in and it's a liberal Miami area, that doesn't really mean much. That's why to me the betting and the needle is better to look at when it comes to that. Greetings to my fellow Trump garbage supporters. Yeah. I mean, those people, they show their colors. But so it's funny because Hinchcliffe calls Puerto Rico a floating pile of garbage, and then Biden calls Trump supporters garbage. So he just ruined all of their momentum. JD Vance is likable. Well, it's only going to get better for JD Vance when he aces Rogan. He's going to do great on Rogan. It's going to be 3.5. Vance will go 4 or 5 hours with Rogan. If Rogan allows it. I mean, Vance can just talk and talk and talk. Fox calls Arizona. They might call Arizona for Trump. I mean, based on the polls in Arizona. Look at the polls in Georgia. I could see Georgia getting called relatively early, even though it was a shit show in 2020. The blue wall, it's such bullshit. There's no way they should have the Rust Belt anyways. Those they don't care about working class white people. The fact that they have a blue wall is ridiculous. I think Pennsylvania and at least Wisconsin should be Republican states by 5 to 7 points, just like Ohio. Elon next on Rogan. Yeah, they're gonna have. I mean, I don't know, man. I think they would probably. I mean, I wonder if Elon actually would want to go on to Rogan to promote like the election, or if he would just wait till after. Elon hasn't been on Rogan in a while. Alex Jones hasn't been on Rogan in a while. So those two are going to be on Rogan at some point, I'm sure. I don't know what Rogan is doing on election night. I mean, but I know Rogan did something in 2020 with Kyle Kalinske or whatever. There was a time when Rogan would ever have Trump on. I think Trump. Yeah, I mean Rogan did say a few times maybe he was. I don't think there was any like a. I don't think there was this rigid like I'm never gonna have him on. Like he was not a never Trumper or anything like that. But I think Rogan realized, and this is what I was saying. YOLO, you only live once. This guy's, this is a crazy time we live in. Why would you not want to have Trump on? Why would you not want to have Harris on? And now I'm sure you guys have seen it. If you didn't see it, Kamala Harris's campaign offered this is what they said. They said, "We'll do the interview. We will do the interview, but you've got to fly to us and it's only going to be an hour long." And Rogan's like, "Haha, you're joking, right? I just got Trump to come here. You think you're going to big time me and I'm going to fly to you? That's disrespectful." By far the best election analysis on YouTube. Thanks. Wow, Jason, that's a nice $50. That's nice, man. I appreciate that. Postal, I'm glad Trump is coming to Albuquerque. About time something happens in my state. Third wheeling my bro and his girl. Anyways, here's $5. Oh, you're third wheeling with your brother and his girlfriend. That's Albuquerque. You're lucky, here in Ohio. Trump. I mean, I guess Trump came here in 2016 with the rallies because it was a swing state. But are we garbage? I thought Puerto Rico was garbage. Oh wait, no. Biden reminded us we're garbage. Yeah, we're the ones that are garbage. You're right. They say Texas might turn blue. Where are you hearing that? That's total crap. It's total liberal bullshit. It's just liberal bullshit. Dude, I'm not telling you my net worth. Come on. You got to stop with it. You're asking me to give you a ballpark of my net worth. Will you be streaming election night? That's another troll. Yes, I'm going to be streaming election night. We got people asking the same question over and over again. What state do you live? What's your net worth? Will you be streaming? What about the Puerto Rico? Well, at least we don't have the Puerto Rico joke. That was a mess last night with the Puerto Rico joke. Minnesota, maybe. There was a Minnesota. I wonder if they actually have that Minnesota poll in the Clint. I appreciate it, man. I wonder if there was a Minnesota poll that they decided to put in here. There's a shitty Minnesota poll that came out. Let's see if they put this Minnesota poll in here or not. Yeah, they did that bullshit Survey USA. That was a +8. That's not good. I mean, what is that, Minnesota Post? That's a decent poll. Plus, there's 2 +3s. One of them is Rasmussen. But it's that Survey USA bullshit. Did Survey USA do another poll? They had Harris +5. They had Harris +10, +5, +8, +6. So it went from +6 to +8. Yeah, I mean, we'll see with Minnesota, but that poll kind of put a damper on things. Can't wait to see the Alan Lichtman meltdown. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's really the type to melt down, but I think he's probably gonna be pretty pissed off based on what happens here. Thoughts on Virginia? I think Virginia's likely. No, it's not. It's not likely, but I think it's possible. I think Virginia is possible. I mean, supposedly there's because there was another poll. It was the insights. They had Harris up by one, so there was a Harris plus one, Harris plus two. This Washington Post bullshit. They're liberal. It is what it is. It's plus six. This Christopher Newport. They're apparently they actually nailed the 2020 election, so that's not a great poll. But she's not going to win it by 10 or 11. That's ridiculous. She's not going to outperform Biden in Virginia. We know that. It's going to be probably at least under the Hillary 5.4. I don't know if Trump's going to flip it, but it's going to be close. Virginia's going to be close, and Trump's trying to expand the math. That's why people are talking about, you bring New Hampshire in, now it's easier. It's that plus three Emerson. There was another poll that had Trump up by one. They're not putting it in here. See, they say, oh, Real Clear Politics is Republican bias. There's really good Trump polls they're not putting in here. I mean, that's like three Trump polls within the last 3 minutes I've seen that have not been added to this. But the Keys said, yeah, the Keys are, I mean, listen, the Keys, that's fine. He's got a little methodology thing, but when they're subjective and you have a bias against the candidate, it becomes a problem. And that's what we've all said about Lichtman, and he's going to get it wrong. And he's just, it's because he's biased. It is what it is. But I mean, people have told me, they say, I go through the Keys and it's like, no, Trump actually wins the Keys. He's just biased. That's what people tell me. I did a video on it. How will the cringe late night host react if Trump wins? They'll definitely say it's the worst thing ever. They'll do their over embellish. Oh my God, it's terrible. Trans people are going to lose all their rights. It'll be stuff like that for sure. Has Harris gotten any closer? Not really. I mean, we're seeing polls kind of I wouldn't say all over the place, but there's some positive polls for her, some negative. There was a good Michigan poll. There was the Atlas Intel, which was really good for Trump. So I mean, I don't think the things have really changed much within the last week or so. I think we're kind of where we're at right now in terms of the betting. I think it's been a steady climb for Trump, but Trump's been around 64, 65 the past week, and I think he might stay around 66, maybe 67. We'll see, but he keeps climbing. I don't know. Maybe he'll go up even more. Any polling out of West Virginia? I don't. Is there a point to poll in West Virginia? I don't know about that. I'm sure Trump's gonna win West Virginia by a ton. Maybe if there was the Senate race was competitive. Has anyone checked in on Jank? Well, he's saying Trump's gonna win now. He's trying to get out in front of it, and then he'll have his meltdown against the Democratic establishment on election night. So now some of the liberals are trying to get out in front of the loss because they know they're going to lose. Will you react to the exit polls? Yeah, I mean, everyone reacts to the exit polls. I mean, but the exit polls are what they are. You can't really put a ton of stock into the exit polls. I think 2016, the exit polls were pretty good for Hillary, and it didn't matter. But I think the exit polls would be pretty much kind of what the normal polls have said. They do the exit polls on all the issues. As long as immigration is, immigration, economy, inflation, you want those to be the top issues. You don't want abortion being the number one issue, which it won't be in the exit polls. I can guarantee you that it's not going to be the number one issue because they've polled it many times and it's never the number one issue. Abortion's not even a top three issue. For some women, yes, it is the number one issue, but for the vast majority of the electorate, it's not. Do you think Trump will actually lose North Carolina? If he loses, he's in real trouble. Transplants from other states are killing Republicans. No, I agree with you. There have been a lot of liberals that have moved into that state, and that's some of the reason why it went from a 3-point victory to a 1-point victory 2016 to 2020, but also it was a harder electorate for Republicans. But I don't think Trump's going to lose North Carolina. I would be surprised if he lost it. But I agree with you. The state, in terms of the people moving there, it's not helping Republicans at all. There are liberals moving to that state at a higher rate than Republicans. So no matter what, Trump being more likable, you're going to have to make up for the liberals that migrate to the state. And it's such a close margin. It will be a very close state. If there wasn't an influx of liberals, I mean, that's a state that Trump could extend to a 5 or a 6-point advantage, but there's an influx of liberals moving to that state. And that's like it's a good state to go to in terms of the weather. I would agree, especially if you're looking for a state that's cheaper, cost of living better. You look at Texas, that's another one, obviously. I hope Trump wins here in New Mexico, but I doubt he will due to many of my fellow Hispanics too blinded to vote for him. Yeah, no, I kind of agree with you with New Mexico, man. I think he'll probably make a run at it, and it'll be like a 5 or 6-point loss, I would say, right now. Check out On Point Politics model. He seems bullish, but swears up and down. I did talk to On Point about his model. I mean, I think some of the Rust Belt states. I'm not really in agreement. Trump's going to win this Rust Belt by like 5 or 6 points, but I think in general, Trump getting to 312 is extremely likely. And I mean, there's also a chance he could potentially take a Virginia, take a Minnesota, take a New Hampshire. Those would be the states I look at before I look at New Mexico. Honestly, the abortion stuff worries you. Yeah, I mean, they have to. That's their number one issue. The liberals, which is crazy, man. I mean, just the idea of that. But I mean, if you talk about it, it's like you can, there was a Dem plus 17 Wisconsin poll. Yeah, that was ABC News in 2020, but the polling's not that bad this year. Betting markets have predicted the last 11 elections except 2016. Do you think liberals are coping by saying it's not reliable? Well, liberals, there's a few different things going on with the betting dynamics. Number one, they're using Polymarket as a straw man. They're saying, well, Polymarket, it's influence. It's not even U.S. money. You can't bet if you're not in the U.S. Polymarket is just one of several different books that you can bet on the election. They're all the same. I mean, look at Predict It, which you could argue is more liberal. It's got it like Trump at a 62% chance to win. So they're all in agreement. It's not like this. It's this one boogeyman Polymarket. Just that all these Trump supporters are. You understand? People have to understand. You do realize why all of the Trump influencers are tweeting out Polymarket. It's because it's a sponsorship with them. But they're like, oh my god, that's why they're tweeting it out. But it's not just Polymarket. It's all of the sports books. They're all have Trump around 64, 65%. But they use Polymarket as this boogeyman, like, oh, it's being influenced. It's not even U.S. money, when they're all the exact same. And you're right. Normally the sports books get it exactly right. And then they say, well, it's never been around. Well, it's a betting thing. There's been many different ways to bet on elections over the past, just like you said, 11, 12 election cycles where the favorite wins. You want to be the favorite in this. You're not going to find where, oh, on Polymarket, Trump's got a 66% chance, but every other sports book, he's at 51. It's ridiculous. It's not, there's other places where Trump's even a higher favorite. He's at 67, 68% in terms of odds. What Lego set is behind me? It's a modular Halloween house behind me. But there's actually several ones. There's a medieval one too. 538 is pro Harris. It's based on the polls, and the polls that they weigh are very liberal. Just hit 100K. Oh yeah, guys. So when it comes to 200K, this is I think I'll probably hit 200K. I wanted to try and time it so I could be live for it, but it's looking like I'm not going to be live for 200K. It really depends, but I know kind of how I gain subscribers. What I would expect, I'll basically get to 199 by probably tomorrow morning, and then throughout the day tomorrow, it'll probably be at around 199, like around 199 700, and then on the 31st on Halloween, I think I'll probably get to, like, on the morning on Halloween is when I think I'll hit 200K. The morning on Halloween, that's when I would project it. But I can't wait now for all the people to unsubscribe so they can see the thing go up and down, because I used to do that with YouTubers, but I'm not going to allow people to do that. Where's the Reddit reaction? You should do I want to do a room tour, but I don't know. Should I do a room tour? Do I get a plaque for 200K? No, you don't get anything. No, you got to get to 1 million. You don't even get a plaque for 500K. You got to get to CK. No, I'm not. It's just more of a unique name, I would say. Did you hear that Biden called Trump supporters garbage? Yes, I did. How is Maine blue? Well, I mean, Maine is like barely blue, to be fair. Maine is similar to New Hampshire in terms of margin, I think. It's like like the statewide Maine, she'll probably win it. It's probably closer than people think, like by 3 or 4 points, I would say. What's the best news network on election night? I would say I think CNN's the best in terms of graphics, honestly. That's what I would say. I mean, when it comes to like predictions and stuff, they're all the same. I mean, I would just flip between all of that, but I would flip between Fox News and CNN. I really don't. I cut off MSNBC. I don't really look at MSNBC ever, but I never looked at MSNBC in 2020 or 2016. It was like CNN 80% of the time, Fox News 20% of the time. And then CNN, obviously, in 2016 was amazing. Wow, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Dude, I can't even see people's names because I have the chat, so I appreciate that. Um, EMOR or something. I appreciate that, man. Seriously. Let me just fix this. Oh, is that Jason? Thank you, man. Been watching since 10K subs. You are my news, not Fox. Yeah, I don't really watch Fox either, man. Newsmax, no, man. I think you got to look at the best graphics, man. Really, when it comes to election results, they're all reporting the exact same thing. There's, you're like, oh, people say there's bias and stuff. Found you with the college football realignment, then election coverage made it even better. Thank you for the coverage and streams. Top Gun, I appreciate that, man. I really do. Yeah, I remember doing the realignment stuff. The realignment stuff was really the first time I had any semblance of uh, concurrent viewers for every video. That was probably it. National Popular Vote Compact. So I'm going to take a gander and say that is something that the pact that liberals are trying to do to get as many states as possible to agree to abolish the electoral college. Is that what that is? I believe I've seen that before. Yes. And I think they've got, how many states do they have right now? They're never going to get enough. But so the reason they're doing that, if that's what that is because they would need an amendment, which is 3/4 agreement, which would never happen to abolish the electoral college. But honestly, dude, it might not even matter. Trump's probably going to win the popular vote. That'll shut him up anyways. If Trump wins the popular vote. But honestly, they probably still would just rather, even if Trump wins the popular vote, they'd probably still rather just switch to the popular vote because it's better for them in terms of importing illegals and making them legal. You don't really need to send them to any state in specific. What states have RFK Jr. on the ballot? Could low info voters impact results? It would be wild to see Bobby split Dem votes and Trump votes, and Trump wins Oregon or something. No, that's not. I don't think that's going to happen. RFK Jr. pretty much a lot of people know he's. I mean, listen, most of the people that would vote for RFK Jr. would have just voted for Jill Stein. That's my opinion, just based off of RFK Jr. endorsing Trump, and he did it a while ago. He did it a while ago, and he told everyone. But I do think, what is it, Michigan? So I saw something where RFK Jr. must remain on the ballot in Michigan. I believe that's the one. That's one of the major. I think also Wisconsin as well. Um, but there are several of them. He's been taken off. Yeah, you said it's Michigan. Room tour, yeah, I'll do a room tour, man. I'll do. Gallup needs to release final party ID. Yeah, but let's get an actual. Let's let him release it like November 1st or November 2nd. I would say it'll be good to be release it then, or they might release it on the Monday. I don't know, but I think they might release it like probably Friday. I would say, but I don't know. That's just what I would guess. RFK is on the ballot in New Jersey. Yeah, I mean, but New Jersey's not a huge not a huge state in terms of deciding anything. But I will say I think Trump's going to do better in New Jersey. I wonder what the odds like 96.4, 95.5. Show what clothes you have in your closet. Dark Daddy Ginger. Well, you're talking to me dirty now. It's very nice. Got a little awkward there. Hope Jill Stein helps Trump in Michigan. She will at least, undoubtedly, she'll slightly help him. I don't know by how much, but it was amazing in 2016. I would love for something like that to happen in 2024. But listen, I got blinded by this red wall. Do we need we don't, listen, we got a red wall here. I mean, do we need the red wall? We got George Washington spamming a red wall. New Mexico is ripe for the flip. I don't know if it'll flip. I think Trump will get it within 5. If you read 538 and then remove the outliers in their model, such as Harris plus 200 or plus Trump plus 200, do the math, it comes out pretty close to Trump, 66, 67%. Well, yeah, I mean, it's just a model. Am I actually a ginger? Yes, I am. Dude, I mean, we gave you a chance here. It's like, we're not going to deal with this, man. You can't be spamming that. You're colluding the entire thing. Listen, the thing is when you spam like a massive emoji, I let people do it the first time and then I'll comment on it and they'll get real excited so they'll do it again and then you're just gone. Because it's like, do we really need to see that when I'm trying to respond to comments? I mean, it's just not tolerated. I let it happen once. Alex, let's. Whoa, 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 whoa. What are we talking about here, Alex? Alex, calm down. Someone I know in Wisconsin voted for Hillary in 2016, Biden in 2020, and RFK Jr. this year. That's good. That's really good news if that is true. Because you're talking about a Democrat, they're losing. That's a lost Democrat voter. Um, New York, a blue for sure, but New Jersey can New Jersey flip? Yeah, New York's not happening. There's no way. It's not even close. People are saying there's still Republicans trying to entertain it. It's just not going to happen. We would love to get New York within 12. New Jersey cannot flip either. It's not going to happen. I would love to see it within 10. Not surprised by the island of garbage comment. Caused outrage. But what do you think? Has it reignited the topic of Puerto Rico's genuine landfill? No, no, no. You're right. The joke is based on they're just like, well, it's a disgustingly racist joke. No, they have a problem with just pollution with Puerto Rico. So that you're right. I mean, but no, no, no. They're never look. It's never going to be look in the mirror. It's just Trump supporters are racist. But no, that's actually based off of something. You're right with the landfill. Um, Have you thought about what would happen in Pennsylvania with a population of 13 million people vote? Well, if that happened, that would obviously be a big problem. You're talking about more people voting than the population of the state? Yeah, I'm not even sure. What would they say? It's overseas? That can't happen. I'm a reformed former leftist. When did you realize you weren't part of the left? When I was 15. Who is buying the Donald Trump stock up 200%? Well, you understand that stock is tethered to his election performance. If he wins the election, that stock's going to go through the roof. So people right now are saying he's winning right now, so it's a speculation that he's going to win. Lego Rivendell. That's a beautiful set. The Rivendell set. Yeah, they're really making a nice one. I hear a Rivendell set. Alternate bricks, but it's really nice. I hear Biden's garbage comment was sabotage to Kamala, uncharacteristically inflammatory. Well, I just think he's old. I just think they don't really care about him anymore, and they're like he just says whatever now off the cuff. I think people kind of overrate how much Biden really has. People think Biden is like this god who's like planning everyone and he hates Kamala. I just think he's some old blubbering. I mean, listen, I think he has animosity against terrorists. I mean, it's already been reported he does, and how can you not? It's like the starting quarterback getting benched. That's what happened. So any human being would have animosity, but I don't know if there's like this whole, oh my God, I'm going to sabotage her. I'm not sure he can even think like that at this point. Do I lift weights? You notice I do have some big muscles. No, dude, I actually lifted weights for 2 years from like 2021 to 2023. So I actually did lift weights, yes. But I lifted for like a year and a half straight, honestly. And I'd get up at 6 a.m. Now I go to sleep at 3 a.m. and I wake up at like 8. Biden just said Trump supporters are garbage. This 50% of the country to pander to Puerto Rico with no electoral college points. It's such an unforced error by Biden, but I mean, you'll take it. What is the population over 18 in the U.S. that can vote? God, what was the voter turnout? Was it 70%? Was it 60% or 70%? It might have been like 65%. And how many people voted? 160 million, some bullshit like that. 165. So it'd probably be like, if there's a 60% turnout, maybe like 200, 280, 290. I don't know exact. I don't know the exact number. I don't really care about the exact turnout, honestly. I mean, I can give you margins on how much Trump can win or lose by it, but I can't give you an exact turnout like Trump's going to get 80 million votes. And plus, it doesn't even matter because if Trump gets 80 million votes, but if Harris gets like 84, it doesn't matter that Trump's, the margin is what matters. You see, they censored Bose's hat. Well, who censored it? I thought he just did a little. He just they were doing an interview and he brought the white Trump hat in. I don't know if they what did they censor it for? I didn't see they censored it. Because of their own aspirations, Shapiro and Whitmer have absolutely no vested interest in Harris winning Pennsylvania or Michigan. Yeah, no, I mean they're so with both of them, it's interesting because they're obviously they want to make a run for the presidency, and they're not going to be able to with Harris if she wins in 2024. So you are right, Ray. NBC censored it. Really? I didn't see NBC censor it. I think it's just a white Trump hat, so it's hard to see. A few years ago, Trump was talking about a nationwide constitutional carry possibility. Do you think this presidency will affect very strict states like California and New York? Trump 2024. Well, no, that's more of a state law issue. I don't think Trump would have much governance over that. How much time do you think Kamala's campaign is going to be affected over not going on Rogan while Vance is going on? Yeah, they're screwed, man. They're panicking right now. They're trying to think, what do we do? Because Vance is going to go on for 3 hours. He's going to Austin, Texas. Does Harris then go on after? Or is that it? I don't think she's going to go on. I don't think she's going to go on. Cena post that Virginia is now in play now. Well, obviously Virginia has to be in play if Trump's visiting there. He's not going to visit there for nothing, especially a premier rally on a Saturday. Michigan is getting closer to 50-50. Well, that you want to know why, and this doesn't surprise me. It's because of that the three recent polls. It was Harris +5, +4, +3, but there's also been good polls for Trump in Michigan. I'm not too worried about Michigan. I mean, there's been positive polls for Harris, but I think like if you look at like 5 of the last 8 polls, Trump's led. There's been 3 very solid polls for Harris. I'll agree with you. California gun laws are trash. I'm hoping this changes. You got to get California more conservative, man. I mean, they recalled Newsom, but that was only like, what, 15% of the population that wanted that in California. Newsom is so unlikable, man. The spam gives the live trap flavor. Yeah, this chat is going crazy. The chat is going crazy right now. West Virginia, the safest red state. I thought it was like Louisiana, but I don't know. What is a black swan event that will lose it for Trump? Well, there was a report that Trump groped someone. That would be an event, but that didn't happen. That was a fake leftist rumor. But I don't know. It's somehow connecting Trump to Diddy or some shit like that, probably. But it would have to be. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. It would have to be something we don't know about, obviously. I mean, to me, their legit October surprise was the generals. The Trump saying that he wished his generals were like Hitler. That was their October surprise. I think that was it. Because they had all the media one night all talk about it simultaneously and said it was the worst thing ever. And then Harris came on her town hall and talked about it for like 10 minutes when Anderson Cooper didn't even bring it up. First live stream here, and I'm sure, I know you're trolling. You got to be trolling. I'm sure you've mentioned it before, but what do you think of the 13 keys? Are they relevant here? Well, the 13 keys are I guess they're an asset to decide to figure out who's going to win an election. The problem is there's subjectiveness to the keys, and when you've got Lichtman who's biased and he clearly hates Trump and he's admitted he doesn't like Trump, it becomes a big issue. And you've also got him who said that Biden would win. If the 13 keys are gospel, why the hell would liberals and Obama sub out Biden? According to him, Biden was going to win, so why would they sub him out? So there's clearly some type of disconnect between the keys and what liberals think in terms of who's going to actually win. Their own parties forced Biden out because they said he couldn't win, but the keys said he was going to win. But I'm not going to talk about the keys anymore, man. I'm really not. What do you think about the Kansas poll? Yeah, I saw the Kansas poll. It's funny because that was apparently an F-graded pollster, but they nailed 2020. I give them credit. They were like within 1 point in Kansas in 2020. Listen, Kansas is getting more liberal. Colorado is getting more liberal. That's just the bottom line. Those 2 states are getting an influx of liberals. Is Trump only going to win Kansas by 5? It's very hard to believe. It's going to be more than 5, but it's getting more liberal. That's all I can say about Kansas, which is what it is. I mean, listen, if you get, New York becomes more conservative, New Jersey becomes more conservative. Kansas is what, 5 electoral votes? It's whatever. I mean, we knew for a while the liberals were running with that narrative for a while that Kansas was getting more liberal. But I don't think it's going to be 5. I know that poll nailed 2020 though. Reports are saying that 43 million votes have been cast, and that equates about 25% of the total votes counted. I did the math, and there's around 172 million votes that are left to cast. 172 plus 43, 200. And wow, that's a huge turnout if that's true. Who did the Hawk Tua girl endorse? Yeah, honestly, she probably endorsed Trump if I had to guess. I think she actually said she liked Trump at some concert or something, but I don't know. You'd have to fact check that. I want to say thank you for your updates. I was a lurker for a long time, but now I'm subscribed. I wanted to use my super chat to say, pretend we are behind and get out and vote. That's a great message. I appreciate that. Obviously, voting it's a thing we all have to do. I mean, listen, obviously, I know I don't have to tell you guys, you're watching a political stream, but we hope people vote. Obviously, it's you know how liberals are. I always tell people they're going to spend millions of dollars. They're a huge party. They control all of the colleges. Everyone, it's very important people vote. But people, there was a town called Liberal in Kansas. There's a town called Liberalville, USA, and it votes for Trump. No, I don't know, man. Is it a rural area? Name some cabinet picks. Millie. No, I'm kidding. It'll be interesting because I know there was a lot of people that wanted Vivek, but now it seems like he's possibly got bigger aspirations for his own personal growth in terms of that. I would imagine Tulsi would potentially have a position, especially now that she's come out as Republican. RFK Jr. or something with health, you would imagine. Elon Musk is going to be involved. Obviously not with a position, but I would imagine he's going to have some type of significant role. I would like to see Vivek get a position, but I don't know if it's going to happen because I know he wants to run for something in Ohio, apparently. But maybe that's just a rumor. George W. Bush carried New Mexico, but lost by 6K votes in 2004. Lost by 300 in 2000. I would bet on all the congressional districts on Nebraska to go red. Really? Even the second district in Nebraska? I don't know about that, man. I don't know about the second district in Nebraska. It does not look good right now, but there's limited polling. Senate is going to become formally Chuck's. The Senate is gone. You're right. The Senate is for Chuck. Chuck, he's gonna have a bigger problem. Well, look, it is down 1 point, but no, it's gone. It's because of West Virginia, but it's gone no matter what. Worst case, I think, is 51 for Republicans. That would be absolute worst case 51, but I can't even see that happening. I think it's at least 52 seats. Maybe Nevada starts moving. I mean, I thought Nevada was moving a little bit for Sam Brown. I mean, there was a really bad CNN poll for Sam Brown today, but I think that was an outlier, if I had to guess. Ooh. Can Trump win Tennessee by 20? I would imagine it's probably going to be around or over 20. There's some liberal areas in Tennessee, but Trump will obviously win it very easily. Excited to see what Kamala does after the election. She's not going to do much. She'll go into she'll do what Hillary did. She'll go into hiding and then come back out. And people are saying she'll run for something in California, but I mean, who's really gonna like Kamala if she loses to Trump? It's kind of hard. You got to try and rebrand yourself. House update. I think it's 51% if I had to guess in terms of the House. It's 51. They really won't move the House, man. I didn't want to open a new. Oh, this didn't even open a new tab. Yeah. So the Democrats have gone down in the House. They were around 62. They're down. Doc Luke, Trump must win the popular vote plus the electoral college vote. This will stop the Dems in Congress from playing games like Resist. No, no, no. I agree with you. There's definitely a narrative. Well, it's just the narrative in general. You hear Democrats so loosely claim Trump's actually never won because he's never won the popular vote. So no, I agree. I think the popular vote's important, but let's be honest. Let's just get the win. But you're right. The popular vote's going to be close, and Trump has a chance, a real chance at winning it. We should stop citing betting markets. It's swayed by whales, and US based voters can't legally bet anyway, so votes generally not placed. Well, listen, the betting markets have predicted correctly 10 out of the last 11 elections. And listen, if you don't want to use betting markets, the polls say Trump's going to win. I mean, and listen, if you think the polls are wrong, then that's your opinion. But listen, you can use polls, you can use betting markets, whatever you want. Every main indicator says Trump is going to win. Liberals are saying it's tied because they're losing. The losing party says it's tied. I'd rather contribute to quality content than politicians. Your information is as motivating as wow, Jason, I appreciate that, man. Seriously. We got some big spenders. We got some people flexing. Fellow ginger hair, keep up fighting the good fight. Yeah, I mean, we're discriminated against, man. It's sad. Will all the SEC schools vote Trump? The SEC schools, I think there are a lot of kids in SEC schools that are going to be voting Trump for sure. But the colleges themselves, but the SEC is different from like Cambridge and the Ivy League. So it doesn't really matter because the SEC schools in large are the states are going to go for Trump, like Mississippi, Alabama. I mean, obviously Georgia is the one that sticks out as being a swing state, but they're all going to go for Trump anyways. Even Georgia, I think, is going to go for Trump. There's so much more energy than in 2016 or 2020. Well, there's just a lot that's gone on. There's a lot that's gone on with the assassination attempts. I mean, dude, like when you take a zoom out and you think about like Trump almost getting his head blown off in Butler, going back to Butler, 108K, Pennsylvania's the most important state. I mean, this is all set up for a Trump victory. It just is. It's written. It's thought of. I mean, this is it's in the ether right now. I mean, with what happened in Pennsylvania and then going back to Pennsylvania with Elon Musk and having a rally like that. It's crazy. Art Pollard. I'm guessing she'll run for something in California if I had to guess. But that's what other people were saying. I don't know. I mean, I think liberals are just going to hate her, honestly, because she's going to lose to Trump. That was the moment he probably won the election. You're right. Well, the thing is, this is what happened. The assassination attempt happened. All the Republicans said he's won for sure. It's a locked. And then everyone kind of forgot about it. But I think looking back and reflecting on it, we're going to look back and say, no, wait, that was actually the moment he won the election. But I mean, you could say also the Biden debate, the Biden debacle. PA has 400K Puerto Ricans. Is that a concern? Listen, that joke, it wasn't even Trump. It's not a big deal. Trust me, it's not a big deal. And I mean, didn't Biden just call us garbage? I mean, can't we just can we not have outrage, or is it different for us? I mean, they picked out one joke to try and manipulate, and all of the liberal media pounced, and they all came together. It's just like the Hitler stuff. They all come together and try and make it huge, and then it looks bigger than it is. Gas station, thank you for that. Thoughts on open versus closed primaries? I mean, dude, the primaries in general are kind of ridiculous. I mean, I want there to be a good primary season at some point. I really do. I miss the 2016 primaries, but they've been so shit the last two cycles. Really, 2020 they were shit. 2024 they were shit. I mean, I guess you could say there were challengers for Trump, but I don't know, man. Open primaries are kind of feels like they can be manipulated by the other party. I mean, look, but you even had people switching. They were that were liberals and being Republicans for like months. That's what they accused the Crooks of, the shooter. But Crooks was obviously a liberal. They tried arguing that he was a conservative. We found his Gab messages. The kids like arguing the most bland our politics talking points about Trump in 2021. They're trying to argue he's Republican. That's how desperate these people are. Oh, the person that tried to kill Trump is actually Republican. Yeah, that makes sense. Trump's like the favorite by 10 points in all the polls, but yeah, the Republican would try and kill him. What are some major Trump stocks that you own? Is the Donald Trump stock the only one? Well, I honestly, dude, I don't own any stocks in general. I own crypto. In terms of the stocks, I think that's the only main Trump stock. Now, obviously, you could bank on Trump winning and invest into stocks that you think are going to go up because Trump is the president. That's another thing you could do. But I think that JT is the only main Trump stock. But there's obviously cryptocurrencies off of Trump, and that's the other main thing. But those are mainly those really have no actual value. They're just a lot of speculation. But even the Trump stock is speculation. The Trump stock reminds me of crypto in terms of people are just betting on Trump winning the election. That stock is going to skyrocket if Trump wins. If he loses, undoubtedly it's going to go down. How will they cheat with voter fraud this time? I mean, I listen. There's always in every election. I think everyone agrees there's some form of fraud, and with mail-in ballots, it tends to happen more. That's why a lot of countries ban mail-in ballots because of the fraud that happens from it. So it's probably going to be there's probably going to be some stuff with that. But listen, I think the fraud is going to be down because Republicans are ready for it. I know a lot of people are like, well, it's going to happen again. Um, but I think it'll be down. It's a lot different time in 2024 than it was in 2020. Check Citizens Free Press for breaking news. FBI Comey illegals investigation into Trump in 2015. You mean Comey had an illegal investigation into Trump? That doesn't surprise me. Well, the liberals blame Comey for losing when the email thing into. How about liberals' new argument about acting like the Hillary emails were nothing, like she's innocent? Yeah, no. You're right. Innocent people acid wash their motherboards. You're right. Yeah, she's innocent. She spent like $10,000 getting uh, destroying her emails, but no, she's innocent. Innocent people just spend $10,000. It's just ridiculous. They're trying to rewrite like, oh my god, Hillary's emails, she was innocent. Yeah, she spends like thousands of dollars destroying her emails. She's innocent. Tesla, yeah, no, I think Tesla's going to go up no matter what, though. Tesla's a long-term hold. If you're investing in a Tesla, I would say, man, the innovation in Tesla alone, whether it's Trump or Harris, you could argue even Harris would be better. I mean, but obviously with Elon, but just Tesla, the company, because liberals are more green with that type of stuff. You could argue Harris would be better for Tesla itself. Although I don't know. I think they really are going after Elon, and they're probably going to try and stifle his growth with pretty much anything. I think they actually hate that Elon is probably at the forefront of the EV movement in the United States with Tesla, and they probably want some bullshit like other company to try and usurp Elon. Chances the media will bury Biden's garbage story. I mean, yeah, they're probably already burying it as we speak. I mean, it'll be big for a day, and then that'll be it. Popular vote 58-42. Oh, Super Bowl pick, who wins? I'm not. I can't pick the 49ers. I'll go Houston wins. I'll go Houston wins. Although it's unlikely, but I'll go Houston. Tesla has been hindered by the administration. I think SpaceX has definitely been hindered. Have you seen what they've done to SpaceX with the regulate with all the crap they're putting on? They're like, well, they said when the rockets came down, they were going to injure the whales. That's what they said. They're like, you got to do an assessment on all the whales in the surrounding area in the water. That's what Musk was saying. Latest polls in Virginia and New York. Yeah, I mean Virginia. I've already seen. The latest polls in Virginia are a Harris +2 and a Harris +1. But there were other polls that had Harris up by more. To be fair, New Mexico, the latest polls, Harris is up by like 5 or 6 on average. Hottest take I ever did on a sports video? I have no clue. I'd have to go back. I think I probably predicted some team that was favored by 30 points to lose, maybe like Georgia one time or something. That was probably my hottest take. Kansas City, I do not want Kansas City to three-peat, man. Imagine they actually do. They're like a defensive team now. Elon will be done if Harris wins. Well, it's gonna be his life's gonna be annoying, but no, he's the richest man. He's not gonna be done. Have you gone over what Biden said tonight? Yeah, I mean it's all been all over the chat. We've been discussing it. What Biden said, calling Trump supporters garbage. Another deplorable moment. How confident are you in New York? I'm pretty confident in New York. A little bit less confident than Arizona and Georgia, admittedly, or excuse me, North Carolina. My bad. I'm pretty confident in North Carolina, but again, a little bit less than Georgia and Arizona. John Doe, Britain for Trump. Boy, that you know what? The Euros are coming out, but yeah, I mean, it's been tough what's going on there and the prosecution people are facing. It's not good with the social media stuff. I know, but I know Europe in general is getting more right wing, even though the Labor Party's in control there. Apparently, that leader's got a horrible approval rating from what I've seen. What if the polls are off and Kamala Harris wins? Well, then that's a big problem. It's a big problem. You never know what the poll is, but it's looking very. I mean, listen, we saw what happened in 2022, but you can't compare it midterms to a general. That's cope that liberals do. Trump 2024, Lawrence, yes. It all comes down to Pennsylvania again. Yeah, no, I'd agree. I mean, we can take a look at this right here. We've got Trump here at 270. See, that's with Pennsylvania. I mean, that's the big three right there. That's Georgia, New York, or Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania. I got to stop doing that. Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania. That's the big three to 270. That's all you need is the big three. You take Arizona, which is what I expect, by an okay margin. You get 281, and you're losing two of the Rust Belts. But I genuinely think it's probably going to be something like this. You could argue one way or another on Nevada. Who wins? When will we know? I think Trump's going to win at 2 a.m. They'll call it at 2 a.m. They might call it at like 1:30. This is Eastern Standard Time. Lib on X just said SC. You're talking about South Carolina, abbreviation SC, has been unusually quiet this time, and they're located between the two states that may flip. So they think South Carolina will flip. It's not going to happen. I think they're just saying shit. The UK looks like the Middle East whenever I see clips. Yeah, well, that's the immigration they got going there. How about the gas? Well, I'm not gonna say that, but there's a lot of immigration happening there. Can Chase Oliver get 1 million votes? I don't have a model. I mean, I don't know. Listen, Chase Oliver is going to get a very small percent. Jill Stein, I think, will probably get. Well, actually, I don't know. With Chase Oliver being the Libertarian candidate, Libertarians are more popular than the Green Party, so maybe. But in terms of like total vote, it's irrelevant. It just depends on like. I think Chase Oliver is going to be irrelevant. Jill Stein might have more of a play, but Chase Oliver might slightly steal some Trump votes, but I wouldn't expect much at all. Steve Bannon got out of prison. Yeah, I saw. I mean, he gave he told people to get out and vote. He said that we need a massive blowout, but we have work to do. As a Californian, Kamala ruined our state, and I hope she doesn't come back here and run for Senate. I know that's what people are saying. She'll come back and run for something. Good Lord. Could you imagine she gets crushed and then wins in California? My goodness. North Carolina is hard for Trump because Republicans, gubernatorial candidate, there is really flawed, even if Trump wins. Oh, you're talking about Mark Johnson. Dude, Mark Robinson. Mark Robinson is getting destroyed in every poll. I mean, what CNN did, I don't know what that was, the leak or whatever, is really bad, man. Because I thought it was like, oh, maybe he'll lose by 8 or 10. He's down by like 20 points. And you're right, it's going to be a problem. If you're losing the governor's race by 20, and I don't think he's going to lose by 20. But you're right, that is a lot of split ballot voting there. Have you seen the new +5 poll in Michigan for Harris? Yeah, I saw it. There's some good positive polls for Harris in Michigan, but like 5 of the last 8 are Republican. Listen, If you want, listen, let me look on. Let me react to this. I'm gonna react to this. Let's see this. You guys will love this, I'm sure. 8.7 million. You guys can hold it on the donations. I'll go through this because I don't want to be reading donations when I go through this. I'm gonna go through this and we'll see what they say. There's a lot of bots in this. We'll see. Most of this is just from headlines, but we'll go through this. Well, let me see this last stuff. How do you feel about my liberal YouTube? Oh my goodness. How do you feel about my liberal YouTube equivalents saying that Kamala is up and being confident in the blue wave? Well, they have to say it. I mean, they've got a liberal base. I understand it if you're a YouTuber, a liberal YouTuber, you're going to say, I think most of them, I got to be saying it's 50-50. But I mean, listen, if there's big liberal channels that are saying she's going to win, they have to play to their base. If they come out and say she's going to lose, it's going to be very bad. They're going to get a lot of dislikes for it. But a lot of those channels I know, and a lot of people are saying it's 50-50. All the liberal media is saying it's 50-50. When you're losing, people say it's 50-50. Lib takes on X are wild. Yeah, I mean, dude, there's some of them. A lot of it's just they're trying to get money like with the interactions, but it's constant. Like Florida's gonna flip, Texas is gonna flip, but it's just all low hanging fruit. Like no, like you want to actually get me mad, you need to do something realistic. It's just how did I get that name? I just thought of it randomly, honestly. What is my real name? My first name is, I'll say my first name is Patrick. I think most people know that. But let me go through this. All right, guys. Yeah, no, I'll go through this. I read all of them. Rudy Giuliani has to turn over the penthouse personal property, so they don't like Rudy Giuliani. Talking about that. Why does Elon Musk still have a security clearance? They don't like Elon having security. Elon Musk makes shocking confession on his plans after a Trump victory. Yeah, that was Elon talking about the liberals are going to be rounded up and put into camps. That's what's going on. Trump is promising to invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. The last time it was used in American history was to detain Japanese Americans in internment camps. Here we go. Tony Hinchcliffe incites fury from Swifties after calling Travis Kelce the next O.J. Simpson at Trump rally. Musk says Americans will have to face hardship if Trump wins. I'm sure that's definitely not taken out of context. I mean, I was the director of the Michigan Republican Party. I will vote for Kamala Harris. So stunning and brave. Trump campaign struggles to contain Puerto Rico October surprise. Oh my God, a comedian made a joke about Puerto Rico. Holy shit. George W. Bush's daughter, Barbara Pierce Bush, endorses Hillary Clinton exclusive. Yes, she wants more war, so she's going to vote for Kamala. That makes sense. Elon on economy crashing if Trump wins. Sounds about right. I mean, did Elon? I mean, dude, it's out of context. Trump said he didn't hear New York rally. Comedian doesn't know him. Talking about Hinchcliffe. Transcript: Trump rages at Fox News as his allies panic over New York City rally. Supreme Court rules RFK to appear on battleground ballots despite suspending campaign. Puerto Rico's biggest newspaper endorses Harris. I mean, this is all crap. None of these, there's actually no polls even in this. This is all bullshit. This is all liberal bullshit headlines. VP Harris urges younger generation to vote, saying it's rightfully impatient for change. It's more, okay. Puerto Rico GOP chair threatens to withhold Trump support. Puerto Rico leaders in Philadelphia slam Trump's campaign for racist remark. It woke us up. WWE legend Mick Foley pounds douchebag Trump, endorses Kamala. Kamala Harris crowd size crushes previous record. Oh yeah, that was in her, wasn't her crowd size like 50K? Man, that's a record for her. I mean, if Trump only gets like 100K and like, remember when Trump got 100K in New Jersey in the spring and she gets 50K and that's her record? Oh my God, it's such a record. Harris's closing argument: turn the page on Trump and avert chaos. Donald Trump hates America, and he will ultimately destroy it if he's elected president again. Dear Jeff Bezos, the hard truth is that the cowardice like yours is why people don't trust the media. James Carville, Washington Post, mass cancellations show enthusiasm for Harris. That dude's a clown. He was saying that she was running a terrible campaign, and now he loves her. He said she's going to win based off of what, dude? What are you looking at? She's not going to, you're just saying stuff because you're paid. Trump betrayed America. My fellow Republicans must put country above party. Well, liberals put Ukraine above the United States, so there's that. We got George W. Bush daughter endorsing again. We got that. They're coming after us, patriots. Former MAGA candidate for Congress caught stealing election ballots, charged with felony. Now they care about election integrity. Good Lord. Finally, they care about election integrity. Donald Trump supporters walk out. Oh my God. How many times are we going to see this? This is the thing that they always say. Listen, I think I read enough. I've read enough of this, but early voting does show that women are outpacing men. I'll agree with you there. Check the coupon 538. Oh my goodness, 538. But no, listen, more men are going to show up on election day, but women outvote men in general. That's just the reality. More Carville bullshit. Julia Roberts says women still have the right to choose. Yes, they can choose to not have sex. It's very important. Harris tops. There's a poll. Harris tops. Yeah, they got the Michigan poll, of course. The Michigan poll. Yay. What about the Atlas Intel poll? Wait, where's the Atlas Intel poll? Do they have that? I don't think they're going to show the Atlas Intel poll. Ugh. Go through the comments. Well, the comments are just, it's just bullshit cope. I mean, 538 says 55% chance Trump wins. I know. It's pretty crazy that they would, I mean, that's their own model saying. Their own model. Holly Margaret has Trump winning all 7 swing states. I know. Topmost, yes. No. Kamala today said the polls don't matter. Well, both candidates are going to say that. Oh yeah, that new betting market. I mean, the new betting market that they have in the United States is basically the same exact prediction model as it's like the same thing as Poly Market from what I saw. It has a slightly better odds for Harris, I think, but it has Trump at like 63% chance. Puerto Ricans vote shouldn't matter since Puerto Rico doesn't vote in our elections. Well, yeah, there are citizens in the United States. There's citizens in swing states. That's why it does matter. 538 is owned. It doesn't matter who 538 is owned by. What matters is their model and how they weigh polls. Who they're owned by is irrelevant. People think that 538 today is going to decide that it's not that. It's a model that is factored in, and you can see the weight that they put on certain polls. That's what decides it. It doesn't matter who owns it. Biden cooked Kamala, calling half the country garbage. Well, yeah, it's a slam for this. I mean, now the Hinchcliffe thing doesn't matter. Biden is a much bigger political figure, obviously, than Hinchcliffe, so it's gonna matter more. How did Reddit become? Yeah, this is the Our Politics page. It's not a liberal page either. I mean, listen, there's echo chambers and stuff, and we understand that. Like, what is this? What is going on here? I don't know if people saw this. This is just look at this dude. I don't know. Dude, like, I think he's just messing with the camera. It's a weird thing though. Forensic analysis. Did you watch the Rogan podcast? Yeah, there's another one. There's another one upcoming. There's a JD Vance Rogan podcast coming up. I know the dude's they had like forensic analysis on it. I was shocked in 2020 when Biden beat Trump. Will it happen again? Well, no, it's not going to happen because Biden's not running. But you're talking about Kamala. I don't think it'll happen, man. I don't think Trump will lose again. If anyone does want to join my Discord, I did decide to do this. You can see this. So I tweeted this out, or I posted this. Go to my community page, and then this is an updated active link if you want to join my Discord. That is an updated active link. Let's see. We gained. Oh no, we gained a lot more than that. We did gain a decent amount there. Can Harris even talk for 3 hours on Rogan? I don't think so. That's why they're running from it. They're running from it. I don't think it's gonna happen. 199K, 200K. It'll be 200K by probably Halloween. I would expect probably. But I'm following it to see how. When did I hit 100K? I hit 100K. March 29th. March 29th, I think. Maybe tomorrow night I actually might hit it. Maybe we could do a 200K stream tomorrow night. It'll be close. 200K hot tub stream. What am I, like a fucking an OF girl? Yeah, I got the silver plaque like a few months ago. Dude, the silver plaques now are a little bit, they cheapened the silver plaques a little bit, honestly, man. They did. Another thing I want to say, if anyone is if anyone's good in terms of like website design, I'm looking to create a website, and it would be better. I mean, I can outsource it and find someone, I guess, but it would be better if like somebody that knows me would be able to make it, because I'm looking to make a website as well. 200K Vance Rogan podcast. Listen, I'm not going to do a reaction to a podcast. Well, they actually removed it anyways. If you guys remember, I came on and I did. I was going to react to that Trump Rogan thing, and I got like 9,000 viewers or some shit. And I was like, I just can't do it because it was just, there was no way to react to it. I mean, I can react to clips from the Vance thing, but they even took it down, so it didn't even matter. 200K tonight. No, that's not. It'll be made. I'll get to 199 though. I did gain a decent amount because people saw it. When people see it, they subscribe more. You like my March Madness analysis? Yeah, I was thinking of doing maybe a March Madness preview like before the season. You got a friend in Ohio that runs Bernie Moreno's campaign. Bernie Moreno's been campaigning, yeah, around different parts of look at this, 198. Yeah, I appreciate the troll. I do. I appreciate it. You posting final picks on all 50 states. Need a parlay. Listen, this is understandable. It is. This is what people do. It is. What do you mean a parlay? Like a state? Wait, how you can parlay states? On what betting site can you parlay states? Yeah, there it is right there. I'd imagine this is probably going to be thrown back down. Supreme Court ruled that RFK to remain on ballot in battleground states. I think it's bullshit. But listen, RFK's been endorsing Trump for what is it, 2 months now? I think people know. I don't think RFK is going to take much votes from Trump, but they're trying to get any advantage they can because they know Jill Stein is going to come to their vote share. So they're saying, well, let's try and mitigate it with RFK Jr. That's what the liberals are thinking. Big Mike, big Mike, 200K hot tub stream. That's gonna have to be saved for an exclusive video. That'll be saved. Tomorrow I'll do a 200K stream. It's going down. Well, yeah, because people got to troll. It's what happens when you show the subscriber count live. 199. It's so close. What if I just got boom? It just went way up. Well, it is going backwards now. I'm gonna stop showing it. People stop doing that. Now tomorrow we'll hit it. Tomorrow I was wondering if we would hit. Well, it depends. If I get to like 2 or 300, like 199K, and then like 200 tonight by the end of tonight. Tomorrow during the day, I'll probably get to like 7 or 800, and then we'll be 200 away when I stream. Get 1K in here. I'm not gonna get 1K, bro. Is Pence supporting Trump? No, he's not. Pence is not going to be supporting Biden or Trump, from what I know. Man, these NBA games are crazy, man. Denver, Brooklyn, 142 to 137. Will Vance run in 2028? I think he will, pretty much no matter what. I think he's going to win. If Trump wins in 2024, he'll be the favorite in 2028. Maybe it will go up like Dark MAGA. We're going to have to just hold Dark MAGA and pray. Lord, please, we need Trump to win so bad. I thought it would go up beforehand, but it does. I don't know. It's not going to happen. We need Trump to win. We need Trump to win to help this. Fake reverse rage quit at 200K. Yeah, when it goes back down, when people troll me, I'll do a fake rage. You bought a new trunk. Congratulations. Congratulations are in order to Maryland sports enthusiast for a new truck. What will you do if it does nothing? I want to wait for it to do at least something. I mean, it's basically it's doing nothing right now. If it does nothing, I'll have to sell it, I guess. If Trump won in 2020, how would the country political landscape? What would it look like? It would be completely different. Obviously, it's just the opposite of everything that happened. Listen, there definitely would be inflation. It's impossible for there not to be inflation with what happened with the pandemic and everything like that. But I think a lot of the unemployment benefits, people underestimate how terrible the Biden regime handled the unemployment benefits and extending them, and it really, really, really hurt the economy, and it really hurt inflation when they extended that. So I think Trump would have done some things differently, like less social benefits, which would have helped out keeping inflation lower. There still would have been inflation, but obviously it just would have been everything the opposite. I mean, I think for Trump, there's a lot more reflection that he has now that he's been out for 4 years that he wouldn't have had if he had won re-election. But there's also, I mean, Trump would have had he would have had a lot of power if he won re-election, that's for sure. But I mean, do you control the Senate? You know, AOC in 2028, it's not going to happen, man. She's way too young. People are saying AOC's pregnant. That's the rumor going around. Keep your subscriber count on the screen. Keeping your subscriber count is counterintuitive. The whole reason. Well, the reason I have it on the screen now is because I'm so close to 200K. But it really doesn't matter what I have on the screen because normally I just react to the chat or I'll look at a poll. But other than that, do you see people wear MAGA hats at your local town? My town, no, not really. I mean, I think my city is like about 65-35 Republican, but I really don't see a ton of it. It's not really it's not really a crazy politically invested town, if you will. I guess I'd say that. What's up, DG? This is a late stream. 10:30. I mean, I've been going like 10:30, 11, 12. No, I mean, I went to 12, I think, once. When is I mean, Emerson's been releasing polls, bro. I thought I had predicted on here. I guess not anymore. But Emerson, they've been releasing polls pretty much daily. Let me actually, because the thing is, I don't even ever look at this anymore. Just the recent polls. North Carolina tie, Survey USA. Normally that's a negative poll. Surveys USA. Trafalgar, North Carolina. Oh, this is a new Elon University poll. That's why I hadn't seen it. That's why. Emerson, Trump +1. Man, there's a lot of polls. This is the Harris +5. This pollster has been really hit or miss. Really hit or miss. American Greatness tie. You'd think that'd be like a Trump pollster. Wall's AOC was a 0-0 tie. But did they play 4 quarters? You're joking. They played each other and they sucked. No one could score? Oh my god, man. Did they play like 1 quarter and then say that's it? They were talking about Project 2025 during it. Do you think Atlas Intel is the most accurate poll? Well, listen, they were very accurate in 2024, or excuse me, 2022 and 2020. Now, calling them the most accurate, I would like to see a little bit more of a resume than just one cycle. So it's hard to say, oh, they're for sure 1000% accurate. But listen, if you're very accurate in 2020 and 2022, I mean, look, that counts for something. There's no doubt about it. I thought she ran a mean pick six, right? Right. Yeah, one of the interns tweets, one of the like late girl interns tweets that out. It's like, Jesus Christ. Yankees on top. Imagine the Yankees are trying to, they got to win this game to stay alive. And then they got Garrett Cole pitching tomorrow. Look at the poll in Kansas. I know it's a Harris plus, or it's a Trump plus 5. I've seen the poll. Is it even on here? You've got to, I think Trump's been really extending the lead in Florida. Yeah, Trump is extending the lead in terms of these. I think Trump's going to win Florida by at least 10. I mean, it's really starting to get extended. You do have the New York Times poll, which is kind of an out, but even some of these like 9, 8, 10, the Marist is a liberal crap. I mean, they've been liberal the entire cycle. Trump is really extending his lead in Florida. Oh, the compost updated with a Harris plus 3. Atlas Intel has the Arizona Senate tied. That's crazy. Man, there were a lot of polls that got released. A lot of Senate crap. Congressional districts, Biden approval. I don't even know what Biden's approval is right now. I think it's still like negative 15 if I had to guess. 15.4. Can you go to our? I'll do 538 tomorrow. I'll do 538 tomorrow. Because it has already. It's been like an hour 15. It's been almost an hour 30 for me. Monmouth, Morris. Yeah, Monmouth's crap as well. Oh. All right, guys, I'm gonna go and watch the end of this World Series. I'll do 538 tomorrow, though, as long as there's not something breaking that happens. But I think the other thing is with Vance, the Vance interview might be tomorrow or Thursday. I'd probably Thursday. That's my guess. But I gotta take out the trash and do some shit. Honestly, here. Hello, fellow fascists. Yeah, I thought you were garbage. Wait, we were garbage or fascist. Wait, are we garbage or fascist? I lost track. Which one is it? Are we garbage or fascists or garbage fascists or fascist garbage? I don't know. Or deplorables. There's so many different ones to pick from. I don't know. I lose track with liberals. They got to tell me which one. They got to tell me. Or just maybe it's just racist. I don't know. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's my 200K stream. You're right. Appreciate you. Thank you, man. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. The idiot Biden called Trump supporters garbage. Yep. What a dumb mistake. Do you think the garbage comment will change anything? It'll at least lessen the blow of the Hinchcliffe freakout, that the fake freakout that they were doing, because Biden just did it 10 times worse because he's an actual politician. So at least we got that going for us. Other than that, it's like the Hinchcliffe comment was never going to change anything. And then Biden does it right back. So what I think about the Harris 5. Yeah, the Harris poll in Michigan is annoying. That pollster's been really hit or miss. But overall, the polls in Michigan, I think 5 of the last 8 polls have been pro-Trump. Trump's down by, like, in terms of the aggregate, 0.5 in Michigan. He's been underestimated in the state. But I think those polls are going to fall off, and Trump will probably lead the aggregate soon. Does Trump deport the illegals? Well, hopefully a lot of the illegals will be deported, yes. Chances Mars goes blue in 2050. Mars, we got to. The United States has territorial claim on the land on Mars. That's for sure. We're claiming the land. The land. All right, guys. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.